this exact site, in fact,
Are we sort of right at the middle? Are we in danger standing here?
this structure here was built for the millennium to commemorate the battle,
the centenary.
The centenary of the battle.
So
are we? Years ago.
We're standing in the middle of the battlefield. So it would have been Robert and his troops over there.
Robert with his troops are here. William with his troops are over the other side of the river.
Stretched out right along the opposite bank. Sabres rattling, swords, shields, arrows, bloodlust. Yeah, what happened next?
Nothing really happened until one of William's horses crossed the river, and then Robert's troops. Robert's here. He's got his sword, and he's got his charge.
So they charge towards the river.
You got to remember this, like, so his troop would be from right up there. That bridge wasn't there, of course, in those days. It was just a riverbank. Yeah.
Masses, just sort of
pouring with rain. Imagine it. It's pouring with rain. This
Swords.
all here would just be thick mud. Like
churned up.
Yeah, okay. And then so they're charging, and there's only one of William's horses across. The rest of them are on the other side of the bank. Okay, forget this. None of these lampposts were here then. All these chairs were put in much later. So
they come roaring towards them, coming out with a horse.
And if you imagine a horse galloping from there to there, how long is that going to take? Not long. So this is a matter of seconds.
What happened?
And it's well documented actually that some of the horses accidentally ran over some of the swordsmen because they were in front, because they lined up with the swordsmen in front of the horses, and so some of the horses were so keen they tried. So here we've already got, say, 50 or 60 men, like, you know, they've just been run over by their own horses, and then.
So are you galloping? So they were galloping. Show us again. Show us that again. They were coming as fast as that, screaming
on that side,
like, absolutely howling.
Imagine it's pouring with rain.
Bloodlust.
Imagine it's pouring with rain, and William's just over the other side, so there's not very far.
Still over there,
and there's one of his soldiers here. Now, what they didn't know is that William had set up his archers behind the horsemen, and when they get to this point here, William signals the archers, and a rain of arrows comes down on the forces here.
You can just imagine that.
And you can just imagine
the
it's
devastation.
carnage.
So they all just.
Yeah. Now, if we had a metal detector, we would actually be able to find coins and arrowheads. Many of my friends metal detectors. This is a famous metal detector spot. People come from America and Australia on this stretch, and they're constantly finding arrowheads and like pots from the period, belt buckles, jewels, all the things, you know, knights' helmets. Some young man from Alberta last week uncovered a whole knight's helmet just over there. See the
yeah. So let's just picture the scene. William on the other bank, victorious, the archers delirious with victory.
Yeah.
Over here, blood, death, carnage.
Not everyone dies. Not everyone dies, but
what happened to Robert? Did Robert escape, or did he die? What happened to Robert?
Robert didn't die. He was slightly behind, but at this point, he's looking in front of him. So if you imagine Robert's kind of where that tree is,
With his horse.
yeah. Now he's seen all of his horsemen like go down, because some of the horses. That's the thing about people forget. Some of the horses get hit with arrows as well, so the horses have gone down. And right where we are now is scenes of carnage.
Unimaginable. Devastation.
But Robert is behind them and he can see this carnage in front of him. But he knows as well that it won't take long. In those days, it took a longbowman probably 40 seconds between rounds, because they always fired on whoever's in command. So between pulling the bow back, the command to fire, they all fire at once. The general time frame for all the archers to be ready for the next round was about 40 seconds. So Robert knows that he has got a short time frame.
Yeah.
Either he continues to order them forward and risks his own death, or he takes what few troops he does have, which is probably, I don't know, 15, 16, some guys with swords and maybe one horse left.
So what does he do?
Well, this is where it gets interesting. He could have fled.
Very easy to. The road to York is just over there. What was stopping him?
Well, we also knew that around that time, these houses here, you can see the remains of the wood back there, but that was all dense woodland, and it was filled with wild boar and deer and wolves.
Yeah.
You know,
Bears.
Historical England's filled with those facts. So he knew that the archers could only fire from the clear field over in this direction here. So rather than running off or retreating, because he knew that if he did retreat, he would lose the crown. So he moved down to that side of the riverbank. Now, that was out of the range of the archers. I can't think what happened next. What happened next is getting a bit boring.